Good morning and thank you for your patience. Welcome to the University of New England and to the graduation ceremony for awards in the Faculty of Humanities, Arts, Social Sciences and Education. Graduands, family, friends and the UNE community, may I ask you to now please stand for the entry of the academic procession and the Acting Chancellor of the University of New England, and please remain standing to join us in singing the National Anthem. Thank you.
Please be seated. In the spirit of reconciliation, the University of New England respects and acknowledges that its people, programs and facilities are built on land and surrounded by a sense of belonging, both ancient and contemporary, of the world's oldest living culture. In doing so, UNE values and respects Indigenous knowledge systems as a vital part of the knowledge capital of Australia. I would like to pay my respect to elders past and present, and I extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are present today. Good morning, everyone. My name's David Van Arnholt, and it is my great honour to welcome you to this very special occasion, your graduation. I have the privilege of representing the Chancellor, Dr. Sarah Pearson, and the University Council. On their behalf, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for the Faculty of Humanities, Arts, Social Sciences and Education. Welcome especially to you, our graduands, and your family and friends who've joined you today to celebrate. I know many of you have travelled a long way, and I thank you for that and welcome you here. A warm welcome also to our staff who are here today to share in the pride and of their students' success. This is a wonderful moment of recognition for all of us, for our students who've worked so hard and can finally take a moment to see just how far you've come, for your families and friends and loved ones who've been there cheering you on all the way, and for UNE staff who've supported and inspired you on your journey along the way. I also welcome special guests today, occasional address speaker, Ms Antonia Marran, Ms Diana Baker, OAM, Dr Dunya Alarani, Vice-Chancellor and CEO Professor Chris Moran, he's the one I know best, Emerita Professor Ray Crooksey, today's Esquire Bedell, members of the UNE Council and Executive Team. Graduations are a very special time for the University. They're an occasion when we celebrate the achievement of students and the attainment of your awards and degrees, and also acknowledge the hard work and dedication of the staff who have helped you get there. Graduations are also a time when we as a university honour those who have made a special contribution to the university, the local community and society as a whole. For many of you, this may be your first time on campus. Welcome. We hope this place will be one of significance for you, as it has been for generations of students since the middle of last century. We're excited to share the campus with you on this special day. I hope you take the opportunity to have a look around. It's great to see students who enjoy the environment we have here, whether to study on campus or at intensives, and it's certainly a very special spot for graduation. Graduation ceremonies date back to the Middle Ages and tend to be reasonably formal. At UNE, whilst we honour the tradition of graduation ceremonies, we try to make this day as warm and engaging for you, the graduands, and your family and friends. Embrace it, a bit of pomp and ceremony if it works for you, enjoy it. But most importantly, take the time to reflect on your achievements. This is a really special day and you've achieved a lot to get here. Remember that as you move forward. It is now my pleasure to declare this ceremony open and call upon Elder in Residence Colin Ahoy to make welcome to country. Colin.
Dagana, good morning. Welcome to country shows respect for the traditional custodians of a particular region or area, where an Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander elder from the local region welcomes people to their land. This may be done through speech, song or dance. Protocols for welcoming visitors to country have been part of Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander cultures for thousands of years. Despite the absence of fences or visible borders, Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander groups had clear boundaries separating their country from that of other groups. Crossing into another group's country required a request for permission to enter, like gaining a visa, and when that permission was granted, the hosting group would welcome the visitors. While visitors were provided with a safe passage, they also had to respect the protocols and rules of the landowners' groups while on their country. Today, obviously, much has changed, and these protocols have been adapted to contemporary circumstances, but the essential responsibility of welcoming visitors and offering safe passage remain in place. The land where this university stands is the country of my people, the Yanoon people, who are the traditional custodians of this land. And we share the caring of this country with the Gumbaynggirri, Dunghutti and Kamilaroi people. I pay respect to the elders of those nations, both past and present, and emerging, and I extend that same respect to each of you here today, and welcome, Chancellor.
Thank you for that informative and warm welcome to country, Dr. Ahoy. Today we celebrate not only academic excellence, but also remarkable contributions of individuals have made to a lasting impact on the university and the broader community. The UNE Alumni Award honours graduates who exemplify our core principles through their achievements, leadership and service. With more than 135,000 alumni worldwide, you, our graduands, are about to join a very valued community. The UNE Alumni Community Award recognises a graduate who has made outstanding contributions to community, public life or a not-for-profit organisation in Australia or abroad, who embodies UNE's principles of access and inclusion and who inspires future generations of UNE graduates through their achievements. Vice-Chancellor, I now invite you to present Mrs Diana Baker, OAM, and Dr Dunya Al-Rami for the UNE Alumni Community Award.
Thank you, Chancellor. Good morning, everybody. We're thankful for the cloud cover this morning, but for those of you who are sitting out in what otherwise would be bright sunshine, please be conscious that occasionally you may wish to move in and out of the shade. Please feel free to move. You're not fixed in the seats that you're in, nor do you need to be silent. It's a solemn ceremony, but we're not in church. We can hear you. That means the people who you've come to support will hear you when they come to receive their testimony. And for us on the stage, the louder you yell out for them, the bigger the smile on their face is, the better our day is as well. Like, it's just winning all round. So please feel free to voice why you're here in the celebration for our graduates. Just a tiny thing about semantics today. The people sitting in front of me right now are graduands with a D. There's a point coming fairly soon in the ceremony where they will be asked to stand and the Chair of Academic Board and Acting Chancellor will confer their degrees. That's the point at which they become graduates. That's your first opportunity to go crazy for them. And then they'll come through, as you possibly know, one by one to receive their testimonials. So I just didn't want you to miss that little point of opportunity. Uncle Colin, thank you once again for your informative and warm welcome to this place. I acknowledge the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples and the unceded lands of all of the places around this wide land that we know as Australia. Our learners and our staff are scattered to every corner, every place in Australia, and we acknowledge the traditional knowledges of those places and the knowledge holders of those places, and we pay respect to those elders, past, present and emerging. We also always reflect as a university and pause and think, what is our role, what is our responsibility? There is no greater possible pathway to a different future than education, and there is no greater place for the majority of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders who live in regional and rural Australia. There is no greater place than the University of New England to share their knowledge with us and to gain knowledge here and to take those knowledges into their future and their communities' futures. Generally, acknowledgement of country comes only with words, but every now and then we get a little opportunity, and I have one such opportunity today. When I arrived at the University of New England as a very proud and very nervous new Vice-Chancellor for my first graduation, I opened the cupboard and there was a great long white bag in there. And I unzipped the white bag. It's like me, I'm going to wear the Vice-Chancellor's gown. And the bag opened up and the gown was, well, impressive. But let's say it had seen quite a few graduations. It wasn't a great fit and perhaps had seen enough graduations. So I asked, what do you do to get a new Vice-Chancellor's gown? We have policies and procedures for everything, don't we, graduates? Absolutely everything, but there is not a policy or a procedure for how to get a Vice-Chancellor's gown. So that left me open, and those who know me, if I have open territory in front of me, I just make stuff up. So I began to discuss this with people. Was there an opportunity for the Vice-Chancellor's gown to start to be a statement potentially about the future of our university, not just a ceremonial passing by? So we discussed a few things, and one thing we discussed was the lapels of the gown were very beautifully embroidered oak trees and acorns. And there are a few oak trees and acorns nearby here, but there's a lot of other vegetation that speaks to this country, speaks for this country, is of this country. So I visited our herbarium, a very famous botanist who the herbarium is named after, Professor Beadle. And I found one of our other well-known professors in a corner and said, if I wanted to have something of this place, what would you recommend? What would be the plant? What would be the image that you would recommend? So we spent some time looking through the samples in the herbarium, and it turns out there is a local grevillea. It's not in threat of extinction, but it is quite rare, that is also named after Professor Beadle. And that, as a sample in front of my eyes, was beautiful. It has beautiful flowers, it has beautiful leaves. And so now we have a Vice-Chancellor's gown where the lapel is of this place and has both its feet, if you like, on the ground in the botany of this place and the history of this university very, very strongly. The second thing we thought a lot about, spoke a lot about and consulted a lot about was it time to put some more symbology to our words of acknowledgement of country and place? And I did consult quite widely, and it was brought to my attention that we had a very good internal Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander, and one person from this place happens to be the daughter of Uncle Colin, and we had a long discussion about how this might be done. It's quite an interesting conversation for someone to participate in from all parties. So Larissa Ahoy is the lady's name. She went away with full artistic control and came back some long time later. It took quite a long time, and she appeared in my diary, and Larissa turned up and she had a painting. The painting was reaching into a whole series of aspects of conversation that we had about the relationship between the university, the relationship between the gown of the Chancellor and the Vice-Chancellor in terms of colour and metal. For some reason, metal is the thing which makes these really light to wear. And she had this marvellous picture, and she described the picture to me. The picture is in the painting rather is in the foyer. I encourage you to go and see it in its true brilliance. At the core is the Vice-Chancellor and the Vice-Chancellor's family, which surprised me because this is an institutional garment. And I looked at Larissa and I said, a little surprised you start with family, and her face said, I'm a little surprised you would start anywhere else, Grace. Lesson number one. In the next arc from the family are the main physical presences of the university, Armidale, Tamworth and Sydney. Some of you may not know that the University of New England at its founding had its largest response from the people of Western Sydney, for the simple reason that the only other university that existed anywhere near Western Sydney had little to zero interest in the people of Western Sydney. The interest was very much in the wealthy and elite families of the centre of Sydney, which was true of all of the other universities in Australia at the time. At the next arc are a whole range of outposts, if you like, or what I think of as portals to the university, which are physical presences throughout our region. There are 8 or 10 ways that our students who are far from us geographically can connect into the university, can get access to resources, get access to one another. They're the next ring. And then at the next final halo on the outside of that are the representation of the partnerships we have and the collaborations we have institutionally. There are strong ties at each ring as you work your way out. And then, in some sense, the real magic of the whole piece of art is that there are clusters of colour that connect everything. And Larissa said they are our communities. They're the way the communities and the diversity of our communities connect the whole of the university to all of that space. It was a beautiful piece of art. I encourage you to go and have a look, but the question was, how would you take a painting like that and incorporate that into an ornate gown that has bits and pieces all over the place? Because you can see we've been presented with something that is completely connected, not something that is fundamentally disconnected in its piecing. And the answer to that was to do this. As I said, Vice-Chancellors' gowns have a tendency to last a very long time. So this is, from my perspective, a legacy of the university for a long period to come that will mark at each acknowledgement of country and every formal occasion that the Vice-Chancellor's gown is worn, no matter who it's worn by, that the next level of substance and that meaning of the full connectivity to our communities is clearly represented. Forgive me for that somewhat extended acknowledgement of country. That we move to the business. Diana Baker's remarkable journey exemplifies resilience, community leadership and lifelong learning. After her husband Ken suffered a serious farming accident in 1980, Diana became a family breadwinner, the family breadwinner, completing secretarial studies at TAFE before establishing Baker's Barn Saddlery in 1987. A successful business she operated for 27 years while raising 3 children and managing their quarter horse stud. Elected to Inverell Shire Council in 1999, Diana served continuously for 25 years, including 3 terms as Deputy Mayor. Often the sole woman on council, she championed gender equity as New South Wales President of the Australian Local Government Women's Association, leading the successful How to Get Elected campaign that increased female representation in New South Wales local governments from less than 30% to 40%, to greater than 40%. Diana's community contributions include co-founding Operation Room Limited, a charity that raised over $250,000 for essential medical equipment at Inverell Hospital, and serving 20 years on the local hospital advisory committee. Her advocacy for inclusive infrastructure transformed public spaces, ensuring accessibility for all residents. Demonstrating UNE's ideals of lifelong learning, Diana earned her Bachelor of Urban and Regional Planning with honours in 2014, while balancing multiple responsibilities. A bit of an understatement there, isn't it? Multiple responsibilities after what I just read. Her elected position on the Joint Regional Planning Panel for the North West contributed to major community projects, including the new police station and the Olympic standard Inverell Aquatic Centre. Diana was recognised with a Medal of the Order of Australia in 2025, and her legacy inspires future generations to pursue education, leadership and community service. Distinguished guests, graduates, in recognition of her outstanding dedication to public service and community leadership through charitable initiatives and advocacy for gender equity in local government, it is my honour to present to you Diana Faye Baker for the UNE Alumni Community Award.
A lifelong work that's culminated in this. I'm very, very
You should be. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I think she just whispered a lifelong work that resulted in some good things. Arriving in Australia as an international student, Danya Al-Harami pursued her passion for education at UNE, completing a Master of Education in Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages in 2017 and a PhD in education in 2024. As Project Officer for UNE's International Hub from 2016 to 2019, Dunya co-developed pioneering initiatives to support international students, including driving workshops, cultural immersion events and community linkages that helped hundreds of students integrate successfully into regional Australia. Her leadership contributed to the Hub receiving the 2017 New South Wales International Student Award for Community Engagement. Dunya's commitment to access, inclusion and cultural understanding extends far beyond academia. She serves as an Arabic interpreter for the New South Wales Health's Multicultural Health Services, bridging vital communication gaps for Arabic-speaking patients. Through her volunteer work with the Home Interaction Program for Parents and Youngsters, or HIPPY, she supports culturally diverse parents in their children's early learning. Her advocacy for the Yazidi community and her work with Settlement Services International have provided essential settlement, education and wellbeing support for refugee families in Armidale. As coordinator of Mercy Wings Care, Dunya continues to champion culturally responsive care and empowerment for diverse communities. Her exceptional contributions have been recognised locally and internationally, including the New South Wales International Student of the Year Award in 2015 and the 2017 International Pioneer Award in London, celebrating her leadership and advocacy for multicultural inclusion. Distinguished guests, graduands, in recognition of her outstanding dedication to supporting multicultural and refugee communities through advocacy, education and inclusive programs that empower international students and families, it is my honour to present to you Dr. Dunyan Jawad Kahim Al-Harami for the UNE Alumni Community Award.
Mrs Baker and Dr Al-Rami, congratulations on your achievements and what an awesome exemplar you both are for all of us, and particularly our graduates today. Thank you. I now invite the Chair of Academic Board, Professor Adrian Walsh, to present the candidates for their degrees.
Okay. Would the graduands please stand? Acting Chancellor, I submit to you a list of candidates, as set out in the program, who have completed all requirements and are entitled to be admitted to their respective academic degrees and awards.
I'll remind you of the Vice-Chancellor, we can hear you, and this is the moment. In the name of the Council, I admit these candidates to their respective academic degrees and awards. Congratulations.
Would the graduates please be seated? Would the graduates also receiving the New England Award please stand? Acting Chancellor, the New England Award is granted to selected graduates who have demonstrated outstanding service to the university and wider community and commitment to others. It's a non-academic award given by the university in recognition of the skills, attributes, leadership and personal qualities that are developed through extracurricular activity, committee membership, voluntary work and good citizenship.
Through your actions to achieve the New England Award, you've shown yourself to be high-achieving, proactive and outward-looking members of the university community. UNE is proud of the relationships we've developed with many organisations across Australia as a result of your efforts. On behalf of the Council and the UNE community, I extend our thanks and congratulations.
Please be seated. Would the graduates who are also receiving a Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award please stand? Acting Chancellor, the Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award is granted to selected bachelor's or master's degree graduates who are graduating with a grade point average of 6.7 or higher. It's granted to recognise the achievements of our most academically high-achieving students.
By achieving the Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award, you have shown yourself to be a hard-working and disciplined member of the university community with a determination to succeed. On behalf of the UNE Council and the community, congratulations.
Please be seated. You already are. Okay, Acting Chancellor, I now have the honour to present to you all those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and Master of Education Research who are able to be present at this ceremony. And I'm going to read the thesis topic first before we read the name, so you get a chance to have a listen to what it was they did. Supervised by Associate Professor Joanne Marie Bird, exploring female preschool teachers' perspectives on conceptualising and implementing play and play-based learning in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Dr. Asma Hulayil Al-Yohani. Supervised by Associate Professor Adele Nye, an exploration of the English spoken language skills of Iraqi postgraduate students studying in 2 regional Australian universities, a functional linguistics analysis. Dr. Danya Jawad Kadim Aruhuthaimi, sorry. Supervised by Dr. Francis Quinn, Let Us Learn Outside, investigating outdoor learning perceptions and practices in the first year of school, Dr. Lisa Francis. Supervised by Dr. Lorena Barker, Revival of Ceremony in New South Wales, Aboriginal Ngura Tracks. Dr. Paul Gordon, also receiving the Chancellor's Doctoral Research Medal. Supervised by Professor Neil Arjun, Adaptation to Drought Being Excluded and Vulnerable, the case of the Indigenous Santal community in the Baina tract of Bangladesh, Dr. MD Nazmul Hoke. Supervised by Dr. Nadia Risk, Compassion as a Domain of Teachers' Knowledge, Perceptions and Practices of Bhutanese Primary School Teachers, Dr. Jambe Lamo. Supervised by Associate Professor Finance Ndulu, Unsettling Regional Australian Monolingualism, Local Community Attitudes Towards Migrant Languages in Albury-Wodonga, Dr. Linda Michelle McIntosh. Supervised by Dr. Helen Harper, Access, Equity and Opportunity for Madrasa Students in Higher Education in Pakistan, Tariya Nishat. And I should have said that was a Master of Education Research. All right, these scholars stand at the peak of academic achievement. Through years of dedication, intellectual rigour and creativity, they've not only mastered their disciplines, but have also contributed new knowledge to the world. Their work embodies the spirit of discovery that defines this university. So in honour of their accomplishments, I now invite all staff in the procession, to please rise and join me in acclaim for our research graduates. Acting Chancellor, I now have the honour to invite the Dean of the Faculty of Humanities, Arts, Social Sciences and Education, Professor Nathan Wise, to present those graduates newly admitted to postgraduate awards who are able to be present at this ceremony.
Acting Chancellor, I now have the honour to present to you those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Master, Graduate Diploma and Graduate Certificate from the Faculty of Humanities, Arts, Social Sciences and Education. Master of Applied Linguistics, Fraser Curtin. Master of Applied Linguistics, Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages, Michelle Zoe Connellan. Master of Arts, Philip Bird. Zoe Cash. Vivian Elfrida Antoinetta Cerellini, also receiving the Vice-Chancellor's Scholars Award. Mohammed Nazim Amir Chaudhry. Jessica Ann Coates Judson. Linda Joanne Durran. Donna Patricia Streeter. Jane Elizabeth Watson, also receiving the Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award. Master of Education, Tinny Susan Matthew. Master of History, Harrison Lee Blakely. Mara Lee Wynn. Master of Teaching Primary, Rachel Helen Atkins. Melina Davey. Abigail Margaret Downs. Jacqueline Lidney Dwyer. Lucy Jane Geddes. Brianna Jane Linda Green. Jessica Hosford. Jacqueline Ruth Muscat. Patrick John Scott. Kai Lun Tung. Master of Teaching Secondary, Yusina Armanius. Megan Crystal Chin. Nathan John Connett. Maimuna El Kiki. Ariel Erdstein. Jonathan Alexander Graves, also receiving the Vice-Chancellor Scholar Award. Joanne Louise Hajar. Darren John Kelly. Connor Lachlan Kennedy. Georgia Lane. Joshua Luke Person. Zoe Pickford. Peter Roper. Patricia Sard. Nicole Allison Tregray. Timothy John Cantrell Ward. Master of Urban and Regional Planning, Courtney Jade Rovere. And Sarah Mary Schumack, also receiving the Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award. Graduate Diploma in Planning and Management of Natural Hazards, Janice Marie Johnston. Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice, Rhiannon K. Smith. Graduate Diploma in Urban and Regional Planning, Peter Brooke Fredericks. And Catherine Valerie Shervell. Graduate Certificate in AI Innovation, Peter Dillon. Graduate Certificate in Arts, Rebecca Ann Curry. and Graduate Certificate in Professional Practice, Rebecca Ann Hyland. Acting Chancellor, well, that concludes the presentation of postgraduate awards to those graduates who are able to be here today. I would like to acknowledge the achievement of UNE's oldest ever graduate, Brian Cooper, who was conferred into his award in July this year at age 93. Unfortunately, Brian passed away before this ceremony. So for his family watching at home, please join me again in applauding his commitment to lifelong learning in achieving the Diploma of Arts. Thank you, Acting Chancellor.
Thank you, Professor Wise. I now call on the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Ms Marran, to introduce today's occasional address speaker.
Thank you, Chancellor. You made a decision, most of you, some years ago, to take a step on a journey. That's your journey. And today, when you walk out of here, well, perhaps after you celebrate, you get to take the first steps of whatever the plan was that you had to follow the journey of the degree. For some of you, the journey will have been long. For all of you, hopefully somewhat arduous. But also incredibly fulfilling. That sense that you made a decision, and that decision now is coming to fulfilment. You might be surprised to know that universities, or all institutions perhaps, but certainly universities are also on journeys. The journey of this university today is right back to the foundation of our university. The concept of a university that would provide access to education for all. I look across the audience in front of me, that is, those with funny hats, and most of you are well over the age of 20, 21 or 22. If I was standing at any of the grand metropolitan universities of the world, you wouldn't be. You would be 20 and a bit, most likely. You could be any age, sorry. PhDs come to life in various different ways in various different lives. This university, from its outset, decided that adults deserved university education if they had missed that opportunity via their families from the elite universities of the day. There were only elite universities of the day and one other, and that was this. Your graduation today, and over decades actually, is testament to the incredible decision they made at the time when they founded the university, somewhat ironically in this incredible manor house behind us, but there are certain parts of history that we absorb rather than critique. As we move forward, we ask the question, what was it that drove the people in the community of New England Northwest to embrace all of the people of Australia who weren't provided access to elite universities to suggest that they should be able to come here. They should be able to experience tertiary education and take those journey steps that you're taking. So we've revisited that. We've tried to imbibe that thinking. One advantage of the manor house is we can sit in the same rooms they did, look at one another and say, can we rise to the place, the aspiration, the vision that they had? Who are the people now who are not provided access to education, and why? What is our role in community? Is our role in community to award degrees and then to absorb and own the wondrous things you do? As you've seen already today with our alumni awards, we certainly will do that. We certainly will own all of the wonderful things you do so that our institution grows stronger and stronger as a result of your deeds. But our view of the future and our view perhaps of the vision of the people who sat in these rooms was far more. If you were to have a university that was regionally centred, that was of and from the community, then its participation in community should be far more intentional than the acquisition of the outcomes and achievements of those who graduate. So you're on the cusp. Those of you who are leaving on your journey today may think, whew, that was close. I've escaped this university's desire to see me more intentionally deployed in community. You are the graduates of education. You are the graduates of humanities and social sciences. If humanity is to even touch, let alone resolve, the major issues of today, I'm a scientist, it will not come from science. It will come from people who understand culture, who understand institutions, who understand humanity, and connect to those other people via community in the places where action will create change. We will be taking those intentional steps. And what I ask of you, having missed, if you like, this strategic shift in your graduation, two things. Come back here and get some more. I would say that, wouldn't I? But truly look to pressure back on your institution. When you begin to move into those communities and you begin to use the skills that you have on your individual journey, meeting your individual aspirations, come back and tell us where we're failing. Come back and tell us where you're seeing opportunities. We can't meet everybody's everything, but we are certainly an open institution to say, how do we make more connection? The prescience of the painting that I described to you earlier that connects all the physicality of our university to the various communities is something that we now wish to rise to. So I ask you to keep that in mind as you're moving on your personal journey, meeting your own aspirations. And those of you who will be teaching, I heard a lot of K-12, K-6 teachers in there, the young people, the children, I can hear them up the back. The children's future will be what you impart in concept. I know you have curriculum. I don't want to tell you to step outside of curriculum, but the way those little people are presented the future and the way they see themselves as community members is heavily influenced by you. So thank you for choosing these paths. Thank you for choosing our university. I absolutely wish you all the very best for the future. Enjoy today, particularly enjoy the celebration. As the Chancellor said, this is a day to enjoy your family and yourselves and the journey. And then please keep in mind that this place wants to hear from you. We want to stay connected to you. You are part of our community. Since UNE's first Vice-Chancellor, Sir Robert Madgwick, gave an occasional address at UNE's 1959 graduation, this podium has been followed by hundreds of fascinating speakers, both alumni and others, who take the opportunity to impart their wisdom and experience on the graduating cohort. I am an absolutely hopeless golfer and always have been. There's only one trick to golf. There's a microsecond when that club head hits that little white ball. The rest of golf is a distraction. I ask you now, sitting in the sun, waiting to cheer for the individuals, waiting to get your testimonial and move on to celebration, just to take this microsecond with our occasional address speaker. Because what she imparts to you won't necessarily land today. But if you're not listening to hear, it can't land on you anytime. My prediction is that sometime, somewhere in the future, you'll be in a situation you'll think, that's what Antonia was referring to. I could use her thinking here. So please give our occasional address speaker the analogy of the microsecond. Antonia Marran is a distinguished lawyer and media professional whose career exemplifies the power of reinvention and lifelong learning. A 2014 UNE graduate with a Bachelor of Arts, she brings not only her remarkable professional journey, but also a special connection to this institution, demonstrating how education empowers us to pursue multiple passions in the service of others. Antonia's career began with over 25 years in Australian media as a journalist, writer, and producer across television and print, including significant roles at Australian Consolidated Press, TCN9, and Foxtel. Specialising in parenting and social issues, she gained deep insights into the human stories behind family challenges, developing an understanding of complex social dynamics that would prove invaluable in her future legal career. In 2010, she relocated to Singapore with her investment banker husband and 6 children, embarking on an extraordinary journey of personal and professional transformation. While continuing her journalism career abroad, she pursued a Juris Doctor degree and volunteered with migrant workers' rights organisations. These experiences exposed her to complex cross-border family issues and diverse family structures, enriching her understanding of the challenges facing families in our increasingly globalised world. Admitted as a lawyer in 2019, Antonia joined Mills Oakley's Sydney law firm, Sydney Family Law team in 2021, driven by a desire to move beyond reporting on family challenges to actively finding solutions. She has developed particular expertise in parenting coordination and engages with the international family law community through the International Academy of Family Lawyers. Through co-hosting the podcast Beyond Borders International Family Law, she makes specialised legal concepts accessible to both practitioners and the public. Her commitment to community leadership shines through her role as board director of the Kidman Centre, providing mental health services to young people aged 10 to 25 throughout New South Wales. This dedication to regional communities and their well-being resonates deeply with UNE's values. Antonia's remarkable journey from storyteller to solution finder demonstrates how education empowers individuals to lead, serve, and make a lasting difference in communities, both local and global. Members of Council, graduates, guests, I am honoured to introduce Ms Antonia Marran, say the name properly, as your occasional address speaker this morning. Please give her a very warm welcome.
Well, thank you for that introduction. I'm honoured to be speaking to you on this momentous occasion, and I echo the sentiments of those before me and offer my sincere congratulations for the work and determination that has contributed to your arrival at this point in your lives. Now, I will not traverse what's already been said about me kindly by the Vice-Chancellor in his introduction, except to say that yes, my career trajectory has been somewhat unconventional, and for this, actually, I'm incredibly proud. While changing professions from media to law may not be that common, there are strong similarities between the two. Connecting with people, understanding and empathising with their lives and experiences, and expressing these stories in an authentic and eloquent way. Well, this is my passion, and to this extent captures entirely what the humanities teaches us: to understand, interpret and reflect on the human experience. So in a nutshell, I'm drawn to the lives of others. It explains why when I sought to undertake tertiary education, I was drawn to the arts. I majored in history, particularly Australian colonial history, and writing. As I've touched on, my road to this moment has not been linear. When I finished school, I began an arts degree at a university in Sydney, but quickly realised I've been institutionalised for too long. I needed to experience the world beyond the classroom. I hadn't yet been to Europe or travelled to the United Kingdom, and I was yearning for change. I just needed to get out, move out of home. So with my parents' blessing, I withdrew from my degree and spent the remainder of the year working full-time in a casual role. I saved what I could and I bought a ticket to Europe, and I stayed for 12 months. And that time away gave me perspective and independence. It was a great experience and one that taught me about people, culture and history. And it also helped me to understand what I'd left behind, which was security, family, friends and my home, which was Australia. So when I returned to Australia, I was ready to work, and I landed a role in media as an editorial assistant at Australian Consolidated Press. And that was the point where my desire to resume my tertiary studies was reignited. But I was working in a full-time, in a good position, and I didn't want to give it up. So I was drawn to the external program offered by the University of New England. The flexibility of external study suited me well because I've never struggled with self-discipline. And the residential component then was the perfect complement. It brought me into contact with people from all walks of life, different backgrounds and age groups, which enriched my learning in ways that I hadn't expected. I still have many of my undergraduate textbooks, and they're more than just reference material. They're reminders of ideas that have shaped me, the questions that have challenged me, and the determination required to keep going, as I'm sure you'll all understand. I come from a household of academics. My father was an academic at UTS and my mother was a nurse educator. So my parents were politically engaged and opinionated, and our dinner table was always full of conversations and lively debates. Critical thinking was encouraged, and this kind of expression is the cornerstone of democracy. I'm a lover of the humanities. I love the language, the nuance and the expression it allows. And it was this love that eventually led me to law. In my final semester of my arts degree, I took 2 foundation law units to complete my program, and I fell in love. The intellectual engagement of the law, combined with its human and social justice elements, is what I found just so attractive and satisfying. So after completing my degree at UNE, I went straight into a Juris Doctor at Macquarie University. The opportunity to undertake a Juris Doctor was presented because of my circumstances. So I found myself living in Singapore with my husband and our 6 young children. And yes, my life was full, considering their ages, and I did have some work obligations, remote ones at that, back in Sydney. But I was keen to utilise this opportunity of my time in Singapore in a purposeful way. So in my mind, undertaking a law degree would fulfil me intellectually, and it would also provide me with a professional future. I chose Macquarie primarily because of convenience, as I knew attending residential schools would be easier without the double hop from Sydney to Adelaide. And I did want to attend the on-campus sessions because I found them so valuable from my experience at UNE. So from my very first unit at law, I realised I'd found my true love, and I enjoyed every subject, from torts to property to company, equity and trusts, and of course criminal and family law, which is the area that I now practice in. But I will say, and my family will verify, it was not always easy. At times it was hugely challenging. And it was not so much the structure, because as I've said, I'm very self-disciplined and I'm apt at managing my time. But it was the commitment, the endurance, and actually the challenge of working mostly alone. To this end, my family were often the sounding boards for my ideas and thoughts for a research essay or an assignment, and they've been subjected to countless online lectures and podcasts when driving to and from extracurricular activities. I have to say that me sitting with a computer and a couple of textbooks at their sporting events was quite a familiar sight, and I do recall one of my kids after one of their tennis lessons saying to me, "You didn't even watch, you were studying the whole time." And I was like, yep, that may well be true, but I now say it comes down to using my time as effectively and resourcefully as possible, and I am so glad that I did, because obtaining a Juris Doctor and before that an arts degree have enabled me to contemplate and chase an exciting future. So education is not merely a pathway to employment or a means to an end. It's a profound act of self-discovery and hope. It also connects us to others, whether through the shared experience of a residential program or the solitary discipline of external study. It fosters community and resilience. It reminds us that learning is a lifelong pursuit. Ultimately, education is an act of courage. It's a belief in the possibility of growth, of change, and of understanding. And in a world that often feels fractured, it's a belief that's more vital than ever. So your path may not be linear, and that's okay, because mine certainly wasn't. But every twist and turn taught me something valuable. So if you find yourself unsure, or if your journey doesn't look like the one you've imagined, don't panic. Trust that you're still moving forward. Honour your voice, because it's easy to get swept up in expectations, both internal and external, but your voice matters. So let it evolve and keep believing in your path, however winding, that it's leading somewhere truly valuable. Thank you very much for your time today, and again, congratulations.
Thank you, Antonia, for your thoughtful, interesting and inspiring address. UNE embraces the unconventional and the non-linear. We love lifelong learners. We're very proud to count you as one of our alumni, and thank you for sharing your voice today. Congratulations. Before we continue with our ceremony, we have a special musical interlude to celebrate this momentous occasion, your graduation. The music for today's ceremony is proudly provided by the New England Conservatory of Music. We are privileged to be joined by three outstanding musicians, Warwick Dunham, Sarah Sandgroves and Malcolm Liddell. Please join me in welcoming them and enjoy the performance.
Just when it seems all hope is gone, we'll hear our song and know once more that love lives on. How does a moment last forever? How does our happiness endure through the darkness of our troubles? Love is beauty, love is pure. Love pays no mind to desolation. It flows like a river through the soul, protects, proceeds, and perseveres, and makes us whole. Minutes turn to hours, days to years, then gone. But when all else has been forgotten, still our song lives on.
Thank you for such a wonderful performance. Hopefully you took some time there to reflect on how does a moment last forever, and you had a chance to reflect on your achievements. I now invite the interim head of the School of Humanities, Arts and Social Sciences, Associate Professor Rosemary Williamson, to commence the presentation of the undergraduate awards.
Acting Chancellor, I now have the honour to present to you those graduates newly admitted to the degrees of Bachelor with Honours, Bachelor, and those graduates awarded the Advanced Diploma, Diploma, and Undergraduate Certificate from the School of Humanities, Arts and Social Sciences. Bachelor of Arts with Honours, Errol Aslan, First Class. Isolde Megumi Okamura Jones, First Class. Bachelor of Social Science with Honours, Felicity Kate Coward, First Class, also receiving the University Medal. Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Lillian Hilda Late. Bachelor of Arts, Alexandra Jane Archer. Jasmine K. Audrey Caddy McCasey. Gregory John Chandler, also receiving the Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award and the New England Award. Jared Brendan Cox, also receiving the Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award. Frances Mary Finn, also receiving the Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award and the New England Award. Shiny Hazarali Jayatelekar. Din Hoa Nguyen. Christy Lynn Osawaya. Maria Parrish. Ian David Wren. Jason Neil Ross. Grace Rochelle Saxton. Madeline Rose Smith. Campbell James Spencer. The Bachelor of Criminology, Ella Rose Bridger. Marie Claire Ely. Sophia Rose Gibby Lockery. Angela Robin Ryan. Shukurani Sunzu. Megan Nicole Whitford. The Bachelor of Historical Inquiry and Practice, Ebony O'Brien. Bachelor of International Studies, Sophie Joy Bell Hall. Bachelor of Music, Diane Therese Gardner, also receiving the Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award. Nadia Hanna. Gillian Elizabeth Kirk. Bachelor of Social Science, Marby King. Ashley Elizabeth O'Hearn. Megan Louise Wright. Bachelor of Sustainability, Alexandra Ellen Bain. Bachelor of Urban and Regional Planning, Lucy Margaret Aveyard. Mary Jane Craig. Isabella Friskick. Advanced Diploma in Arts, Elizabeth Ann Rothwell. Diploma in Modern Languages, Belinda Bokaya. Anne Elizabeth Delamotte. Victoria Isabel Hector. Diploma in Music, Cameron Robertson War. Diploma in Town Planning, Barbara Taylor. Acting Chancellor, I now have the honour to invite the delegate for the Head of the School of Education Associate Professor Brendan Jacobs to present those graduates newly admitted to the undergraduate awards who are able to be present at this ceremony.
Acting Chancellor, I now have the honour to present to you those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Bachelor and those graduates awarded the diploma from the School of Education. Bachelor of Education, Early Childhood and Primary, Teresa Barbaro. Sky Audrey Campbell. Anita Carter. Anna Maria Clark. Jessie Forward. Sarah Ann Josephine Husenloge. Rosemary Coco Karina McGrath. Charmaine Elizabeth McElhutton. Eden Laura Param. Morgan Olivia Preska. Amy Ryan. Selena Marie Thomas. Hannah Renee Walker. And Bachelor of Education, Early Childhood Teaching, Laura Jane Bishop. Nadine Larissa Blow. Nicole Ann Clues. Sophie Kate Curtis. Serengi Kanchana Devamita. Marites Elric. Peter Fairbrother. Emma Lee Stacey Fitzgibbons Simons. Michelle Ann Franklin. Sonia Garelli. Donna Marie Heath. Dongna Lee. Pooja Patel. Amalka Harsha Prasaradini Gilamigi. Gayatri Srinivasana. Natalie Ann Stucci. Beth Jesame Telpa. Noreen Grace Thompson. Sarah Rose Timms. Kathleen Ellen Versey. Kira Wallace. Angela Marie Zelenardo. And the Bachelor of Education in Service Conversion, Catherine Walters. And now to the Bachelor of Education K-12 Teaching, William John Blake. Isabella Gillian Clements. Eliza Jane Cobain. Maria Del Pilar Harmiello Solo. Peter Louise Moriarty. Christopher Paul Nicholas. Kate Claire Wilkinson. And the Bachelor of Education K-6 Teaching, Brendan Kafai. Jordan Alyssa Forbes. Sarah Louise Forbes. Peggy Walsey Green. Joanne Elaine Griffith. Stacey Brenda Grundy. Rohana King. Joanne Mackless. Molly May Maloney. Monique McCoy-Millis. Jessica Ann Pearce. Kedra Ann Stanton. Tonya Alice Woodland. Bachelor of Education Primary, Lauren Ann Sullivan. Bachelor of Education, Secondary Arts, Phoebe Elizabeth Campbell, also receiving the Advanced Diploma in Arts. Belinda Gale Griffin. Bradley McLeod. Bachelor of Education, Secondary Mathematics, Charlotte Ray Julian. Mason Smith. Bachelor of Educational Studies, Bianca Jasmine Cummings. Bachelor of Special and Inclusive Education Primary, Rashenda Lee Beck. Katrina Lee Benanovsky. Olivia Ruby Gibson. Samantha Ann Hammond. Connor Tabert. Terry Ann Wilson. Diploma in Educational Studies, Marissa Papaspiris. Acting Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of awards from the Faculty of Humanities, Arts, Social Studies and Education to graduates who are able to be present at the ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you. I've got to say, thank you, Professor Brendan Jacobs. I've got to say, I'm the lucky one. The smiles on all the graduates are fantastic, so thank you. I now invite Lisa Francis, Doctor of Philosophy, to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of the graduates.
Good afternoon, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Council members, local elders, distinguished guests, academic staff, my fellow graduates, and all of our family and friends. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Lisa Francis and I'm graduating today with a Doctor of Philosophy in Education. I'm honoured to deliver this vote of thanks on behalf of all the graduates today. And I acknowledge that we are celebrating our academic achievements on beautiful and unceded Anaiwan country today. And I thank you for that welcome to country. We really appreciate it. Today is a moment when we're all reflecting on our academic journeys, each shaped by diverse challenges we have faced and overcome to celebrate our achievements today. We're not only celebrating celebrating the completion of degrees, but also every single milestone, every late morning, every early night, every assignment, every single thing that kept us moving forward, every small victory. So well done to everyone. I know my own journey when I began in 2020, part-time and online. I had a few ups and downs, lots and lots of ups, but we navigated a global pandemic. I juggled parenting, studying and working, pregnancy and a newborn who's now almost 5, transferring to a PhD, speaking at my first international conference thanks to the Keith and Dorothy Mackay Scholarship, and just so many wonderful things thanks to UNE. It's been an incredible journey. I know each of us could share our unique stories, and I hope that you can take time today to celebrate with the people around you and to reflect on the things that have brought you here today. I'm sure a common theme would be the perseverance and determination that it took for us to get here, as well as the truth that none of us could make this journey alone. On behalf of the graduating students, I would like to express sincere gratitude for all the people who have contributed to our journey and made today possible. Firstly, to our leadership, who guide the direction of UNE. Thank you so much for your vision and commitment to providing a place where we can learn and grow. We are grateful to the academic board who uphold the standards of excellence that give our degrees meaning, and also to the graduation organisers who have worked so hard to bring today's celebration together. We extend our heartfelt thanks to the admin, maintenance, cleaning and security staff whose work so often happens behind the scenes. We thank you so much to the groundkeepers, hospitalities, facilities teams, and thank you for creating the wonderful learning environment here, particularly for all those caffeinated beverages when we needed them the most. To the academic advisors, library staff, IT teams, and support student services. Your guidance, expertise, and encouragement have been instrumental in helping us navigate the many layers of university life, particularly when we've needed to call on your expertise when technology is failing us. You have provided not just resources, but reassurance, and we thank you so deeply for that. To our lecturers, tutors, course coordinators, and supervisors, thank you for your generosity with your knowledge, for challenging us to think critically, and for believing in us even when we doubted ourselves. Thank you for your kind, understanding responses to our frantic, close to deadline emails, for encouraging us and helping us persevere through any challenges that came. I'd like to take a moment to personally thank my incredible supervisory team who have been so supportive since I began this journey. Thank you, Dr. Frances Quinn, Dr. Sue Elliott, and Dr. Jo Bird, for all you have done to nurture and support me. It's been no small thing, and I'll be forever grateful. I know every graduating student here today could name personally their own staff members who have impacted their time here at UNE. We also want to thank our fellow UNE graduates and peers, both online and on campus, for the shared learning, camaraderie, and inspiration. And finally, to all of our loved ones, our families, friends, yes, let's give them a clap, all of the loved ones here today. We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you for your ongoing patience, encouragement and support. You have played such an important part in our experience. I know for me, my family, my husband, Steve, and my 3 children, I couldn't have been here today without all of their support. I'm reminded of the words in Philippians 1 verse 3 which say, I thank God every time I think of you. And today we give thanks for every person who has guided, supported and inspired us along this journey. You have helped make this journey possible and we thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Frances, for your lovely and thoughtful speech. Congratulations to you and all our graduates today. You are now part of the UNE alumni family, and I encourage you to stay connected to us in the years ahead, whether by taking further study, yes, we're bringing it up again, further study, encouraging all friends, family and colleagues to study with us, engaging with the UNE alumni through events and activities, or keeping up with news about the impact our staff and our students are having on the world. If you haven't already done so, I encourage you to visit the alumni tent. It's at the back of Boole, and register your interest in receiving information about our progress and achievements, as well as upcoming events and activities that you might like to participate in. I wish you all the very best in your careers, and I look forward to hearing about the difference UNE has made to your life, your world, and the difference you make, be that to yourself, your family, your community, or even broader than that. As new opportunities unfold before you, we take great pride in having accompanied you on this chapter of your journey. I know Lisa already did it, but I think if you could be upstanding, turn around and face your family and friends and give them a very loud thank you, that would be much appreciated. If the graduates could resume their seats, please. Thank you all for attending today's ceremony, and a special thanks to the UNE staff who've worked tirelessly to make today's ceremony so memorable and run so smoothly. Before we bring today's ceremony to a close, we have one final moment to share with our new graduates. In a moment, I'll invite you to launch your trenches in celebration, a gesture that marks not only the completion of your studies, but the beginning of all that's new ahead of you. Please do take care, because you will have to recover them. So I ask you to be upstanding again. Today, as you lift your trenches, in the order of, it is not only a celebration of your achievements, but a reflection of the university sending you forth into your profession, your communities and the wider world to contribute with knowledge, creativity and purpose. Remember, you've got to get them back. 1, 2, 3. There's proof for all the teachers. Some follow instructions. I hope all of you continue, you can be seated. I hope all of you continue to enjoy the wonderful atmosphere here at Grad, and that you take advantage of the various hospitality and entertainment options available. Thank you for joining us here today. I declare the ceremony closed and ask the congregation to please stand for the academic anthem Graduamus Igitur, and after the anthem, the newly admitted graduates are invited to follow the procession out. Have a lovely afternoon, enjoy the celebrations and travel safely. Thank you.
Gaudium
you later. I'll take the music out of it.